Money FM 89.3. Best of breakfast. Companies to watch.
All right, time to welcome Delectable Dan for our companies to watch. Of course, he's been watching this very closely. As all around this Chinese company you might have heard of.
Yes, good morning, Random Ryan. I'm getting better at this game, I feel. But yes, welcome to Companies to Watch. That's a segment where we spotlight and stock you up with ideas of listed companies that will call for your attention. So we're looking at market trends to risks as well as hidden gems or warning signs to steer clear of. 8855-0893. Be part of the conversation and tell us whether you think it's going to be a hot or not. Yes, Ryan, we're turning to a Chinese electronics company that became the world's third largest phone maker by selling devices that some critics said were iPhone copycats.
Yeah, I think you can call it a phone maker. You could even call it a toothbrush maker, a rice cooker maker.
Honestly, I don't know what to call them because they pretty much have everything you need in life, right?
Yeah, so a vacuum as well. Yes.
Yeah, they even got, I think it's a massage chair.
Yes, that too.
So
I think time to come, there's going to be an EV as well.
Of course. And yes, that's exactly what we're diving into. Xiaomi, that was founded back in April of 2010. And it was founded as a consumer electronics and smart manufacturing company with smartphones and smart hardware connected by an IoT platform at its core. So just recently, China's Xiaomi reported 47.4% annual jump in its first quarter revenue as the company doubled down on making electric vehicles. So the revenue for the quarter ended March 31st was at $19.9 billion. That's beating the analyst estimates. Adjusted net profit jumped by 64.5% year-on-year to 10.7 billion yuan. That's way ahead of the average estimate. So Xiaomi's president Lu Weiping also told investors via a conference call that Xiaomi's strategy to focus on high-end products has indeed yielded positive results.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the numbers. You mentioned net profit up 64.5% on the back of revenue going up 47.4%. So it kind of tells you that the profit margins just getting better for Xiaomi with the high-end stuff.
Exactly. And right now, it's not going to stop there because the world's third largest smartphone maker, whose product lines extends to home appliances and now cars, had just announced its latest iteration, the electric SUV, the YU7. And they will be selling it from July onwards. First thoughts, have you seen the car, Ryan?
Not yet. Do you have a picture of it? How does it look like?
Well, if you do a quick search on Google, it looks a little bit like the Porsche, in my opinion.
Okay, so just taking a leaf out of the book of someone else's playbook.
Well, I mean, that's the reason why critics called them the iPhone copycats, right? But before we get too critical, let's talk a little bit about what the car can offer. So, Xiaomi didn't disclose the price of the YU7, but suggested it has better configurations. So that should make the car about 60,000 to 70,000 yuan more expensive than Tesla's best-selling Model Y, which is expected to be its strongest competitor and is priced from 263,500 yuan, almost 50,000 Singapore dollars. So they revealed that its YU7 SUV has a driving range of at least 760 kilometers on a single charge. Now, I believe for most electric vehicles today, it should run about 400 to 500 kilometers per single charge. So this would definitely ease some range anxiety that a lot of people who wants to own an EV might have. So yeah, and that's well above the 719 kilometers advertised for Tesla's extended range Model Y. And what I've mentioned earlier, driving range has been a selling point for consumers worried about frequent battery charging, especially how it's going to take a lot of time. So how does that sit well for you?
Yeah, I think it's addressing some of the pain points, which is pretty much what it does quite a bit, recognizing customer trends, what people are looking for, and serving it to them on a good price point.
Yeah, certainly. And if we look at how Xiaomi has performed based on its previous model, the EV SU7, which drew styling cues from Porsche and was priced below the Tesla's Model 3. Well, since December, the SU7 has outsold Tesla's Model 3 in China on a monthly basis. Xiaomi's SU7 deliveries has also exceeded more than 250,000 units since its launch. And the EV business has so far generated 18.1 billion yuan in revenue during the first quarter, delivering more than 75,000 SU7 sedans. The adjusted net loss related to its EV and other new initiatives reached about 500 million yuan. Analysts have said that the company's new EV orders have fallen by quite a bit. That's following a fatal highway crash at the end of March involving an SU7 in driving assistance mode. So that has definitely, dented its namesake within the automobiles industry. But I think if they're able to pull this SUV YU7 off, that's certainly going to take off for them, at least within the automobile space. So problems also has been compounded by customer complaints of false advertising, and Xiaomi has since apologized earlier this month for not clear enough marketing. But still, the shares of Xiaomi have rebounded since April, giving it a market value of about 170 billion US dollars. That's higher than the roughly $161 billion commanded by China's biggest EV maker, BYD. So it does seem like their venture into tech and mobility and its establishment as a key player of China's new industrial generation is likely to play off well for Xiaomi. So I'm probably going to go with a hot.
I'm a bit reluctant to go with a full-on hot because it's trying to go in the EV market, which is really heating up. It's heating up so much that BYD, the market leaders right now, are even offering discounts to offload the current inventory, right?
Yeah.
So as much as it is going to get a lot of synergies and so on, integrating maybe its phones with the cars and much more, there's more upside, but it's going to have a lot of work for it to get through, to get a slice of the action.
For sure. All right, SUV YU7, you've got quite a bit to work on to bring Ryan on board. But as of the 28th of May, we've got TipRanks, Yahoo and Barron's all giving it a strong buy rating. And that's all we have for our Stock in Focus for today's Xiaomi. Now, Ryan, do you know what is Xiaomi's mascot?
Okay, I know in Chinese it's Xiaomi, which is small grain sauce, more rice.
Yeah.
So I imagine it's a rice.
No, it's
grain.
a bunny. It's called Me Too, who wears, I think it's pronounced Yu Shanka. It's a Li Feng hat.
Oh, the ones that you might be familiar with, the Chinese army, I suppose.
Yes, that's the one. Yep. So the Me Bunny's cap has a red star and also wears a red scarf around its neck. If you find it online, it's actually quite cute. So apparently, Xiaomi doesn't also own a single physical store in any part of the world except for China and recently in Singapore. In fact, it's selling its product online everywhere, and it helps to reduce some additional costs to maintain that affordable price tag. So here are some random Xiaomi products that they actually have that I'm going to just, list it out for you. They apparently have a hair clipper.
Is it an electronic hair clipper?
Yeah,
okay.
a hair clipper.
Wow, going high tech.
That's because during the pandemic period, a lot of people resorted to buying a hair clipper online to keep their hair short because they couldn't go to the barber, right? So they've even got a steam ironing machine.
Okay, I can get behind that.
Yeah, you could use a bit of that, seeing how crumpled your shirt is today, right?
Oh, okay.
There's another one. There's a water filter as well.
A smart water
Yeah,
filter?
it's smart.
Okay.
And apparently its sterilization rate is as high as 99.9%.
Oh, yeah, they've got a lot of these health things going on there.
Yeah, certainly. So that's all we have for Xiaomi for today.
Before acting on the information on Money FM, please consider if it's suitable for your own investment objectives, financial situation, and risk tolerance. To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.